Welcome back for a second video regarding management. In the last video, we have learned about the basics of management. I started off by comparing a manager to a queen bee. For those who didn't watch my last video, let me explain. A manager must create an effective environment of trust where workers know that the manager has put their need forward. For example, Julie Payette, ex-governor of Canada, has failed to create such an environment. In today's video, you're going to see that a lot of material resembles to what we have seen in human resources due to its related subjects. Today, we talk about organizational strategy, which is chapter 5, about global management, which is chapter 7, and about leading teams, which is chapter 9. The two last chapters, we talked about them in human resources. This proves that business is a field where everything is entangled. This is something that I like about completing my collegiate studies in this very program. There is no class that is totally unrelated to the others. No questions asked when we see that a certain class has all of the others as a prerequisite. But back to our subject. Today's video will be related to various popular and known businesses and how they handle such matters, such as strategy, international management, and teams. For chapter 5, I'm going to talk about Walmart, while for chapter 7, I'm going to talk about McDonald's. I made an exception for chapter 9. I chose a company for which I worked for last summer as an administrative and accounting technician, Petalende. If you're a true fan of my work, you probably remember the company from my human resources blog. But for now, let's talk management. To start, I told you in my introduction that I wanted to talk about Walmart. Well, Walmart is one of the better known companies in North America. They sell everything from pharmacy pills to televisions to exotic fruits. They do it all. Where I believe that Walmart is the best company to represent organizational strategy is their employee empowerment process and their customer empowerment process. Every day, they do their best to include each and every one of their employees in the process of making the stores better and taking decisions. All of the store's clerks are called associates. In other fields, the word associate is used for the manager of, for example, a law firm or an accounting firm, but not at Walmart, where they believe that this form of employee empowerment helps all employees seize the responsibility that they have and to truly understand that their work has an impact. Employees of certain stores around the world even have the options to buy a stock option plan, something that is otherwise only allocated to higher placed directors. Another way where Walmart used an efficient organizational strategy to compete with big companies is the customer empowerment. If customers are coming in at a different time, we have to be there at a different time. We will not last very long if we don't conform to customers' needs, Mark Ibuston, Vice President of Central Operation, told interviewers. He was relating his speech to shaping the employee's schedule around the traffic of the store. At the same time, associates have the option to choose what hours they want and see if they are available, he said. The electronic system can prioritize scheduling for peak shopping hours by taking into account foot traffic and sales data from every department in each store. Staff are then allocated to the remaining shifts in order of importance. The company made a great emphasis on the empowerment of their sustainable competitive advantage, their employees and their customers' needs. Plus, they made great effort to use all three of the corporate level strategies, industry level strategies, and store level strategies. Now, let's switch to chapter 7 with global management. In definition, global business is the buying and selling of goods and services by people from different countries. If one wants to be successful in business, one has to adapt to various methods of doing. Although governments have trouble finding the just allocation of international versus local, there will always be a dilemma between buying internationally to help foreign countries develop themselves better and buying locally to help promote the local businesses. Countries have created trades and barriers to encourage society to buy local goods instead of shopping internationally. On the other side of the medal, countries need certain products that they cannot produce themselves. They also need other countries to buy their products so that they can economically and financially grow. They have created trade agreements such as GATT, NAFTA, or ASEAN. It can look like government and associations are in a never-ending wheel or dilemma between international and local purchases. An effective company thinks about mixing both methods of doing. Not only one set of guidelines is applied for all, since all countries and cultures do not respond to the same types of rules, management styles, and policies. Giving local manager a chance to participate allows the company to be more grounded with the differences within the workforce. McDonald's is a company that succeeded very well in mixing the traditional McDonald's values with the more specific appropriation of a country. While many McDonald's restaurants around the world serve the signature burger and their own spins of the Big Mac, many global outspots offer completely different items. Many are specific to each country's cuisine, and most look far more interesting than most of the items on the American menu. These are some items that you can order should you find yourself in an international McDonald's. We have the McDonald's India Veggie Puff, the Japan's Chicken Veggie Burger, Thailand's Samurai Pork Burger, UK's Mozzarella Dippers, and so on. The list is big. I think that we can all agree on the fact that McDonald's is the best of the best for blending in the decor and the culture of the country. It has found the perfect balance of local adaptation and global consistency. For Chapter 9, as I told you in my introduction, I want to talk about a company for which I worked for last summer. Even during the coronavirus pandemic, they have found a way to keep teams motivated and to find the best potential of each worker through teams. Although there are negative aspects to teams such as the dominant participation of one single worker, groupthink, and social loafing, I have seen that teams are so much beneficial in the end. It helps to improve employee job satisfaction, to improve the quality of the service or the product, and therefore increases customer satisfaction, and helps the organization to respond to specific problems. Speaking of teams, the book has shown us 7 different kinds of teams. The employee involvement team, the semi-autonomous work group, the self-managing team, self-designing team, a cross-functional team, a virtual team, and a project team. In the following minute, I'm going to explain how I, as a worker, perceived the teams at MidTermBea. MidTermBea provides healthcare services for organizations and governments across the country and in Europe. The most obvious team that they put in place is the semi-autonomous work group, where the groups were made of directors, president, web designers, and programmers to think and reflect on how this company could provide better services to help during the pandemic. This kind of team can also be seen as a cross-functional team, as the functional areas of the worker were truly diversified. Then, of course, the virtual teams were put forward. The teams would meet online to discuss day-to-day matters and more important problems. We have seen in the pandemic that some teams are more efficient online while others are not. They have to feel the presence and involvement of others, such as in a classroom. To conclude, I strongly believe that all of the talked about subjects can be related to all areas of business. This is why I believe that this program is a must for every student that wants to have a deep introduction and understanding of the business world. Companies such as MidTerm, McDonald's, and Walmart have so much things in common and are able to prove to the world that their organizational strategy, their global business strategy, and their usage of teams is simply the best. On this note, this is it for today. But if you simply cannot get enough of management related content, I advise that you go and check out my website and my blog. Have a nice week and see you soon.